What was your I knew it moment? I always had this uneasy feeling about my Uncle Mark. Everyone in my family adored him. He was the fun uncle, the one who'd show up to cookouts with his booming laugh and hand out gifts that made all the kids lose their minds. He'd take us for pizza, let us mess around on his iPad for hours, and somehow always knew the newest slang before we did. But there was something about Mark that never sat right with me. Maybe it was how he'd lean way too close when he talked, or how he always tried to pull one of us kids off alone with him, saying, "Let the adults talk." My parents thought it was sweet. But then, when I was 16, my little cousin Sophie changed. Sophie was always bubbly, full of questions, cracking jokes nonstop. Suddenly, she went quiet, completely quiet. No jokes, no endless why questions. Whenever I asked, she just mumbled that she was tired. That wasn't Sophie. One Saturday, I was helping Dad clean the garage when I noticed a spare key hanging on a hook. It had a label in Dad's handwriting. Mark. That made no sense. Mark had his own apartment. Why would he need a key to our house? Dad just laughed and said it was from years ago when they swapped tools. But Mark hadn't borrowed anything in ages. That night, I couldn't shake the thought. Why would he still need that key? The next day, I pretended to be sick so I could stay home. Everyone left, and I waited. Around 2:45, just before Sophie usually stopped by after school, I heard the garage door. My stomach dropped. Mark's silver SUV pulled in. He walked right in, grabbed the key, and let himself through the side door like he owned the place. He didn't call out, didn't check if anyone was home, just walked in. I crept down the hall, trying not to breathe. He went straight to the guest room where Sophie usually hung out. He pulled a small black pouch from under the couch, then slid it into the air vent on the floor, tucking it way back inside. My hands were shaking as I snapped a photo on my phone. Then he left. He was gone before Sophie even arrived. I immediately called my older brother, Daniel, who was in college for criminal justice. As soon as I told him, he got serious. Don't touch anything. Don't go near the vent. Wait. That night, Daniel drove home. After dinner, once Mark left, he put on gloves and pulled the pouch out of the vent. Inside were photos, dozens of them. Kids, including Sophie, secretly taken. At the park, at school, places I couldn't even recognize. My stomach dropped. Daniel called our parents right away. Mom cried before he even finished. Dad went pale. They called the police that night. The cops took everything and told us not to warn Mark. A week later, he was arrested. They found even more. An entire hard drive buried in his backyard.